First of all, apologies about the wind, but we're back where we left off, just up from Milners Fork, which is sort of there. And I noted last time we came through here, in fact, that this route leading back to Bilton Lane was unexplored, and we explored that, and I noted this little side track going up here, which I'd not noticed before, and I said that when we came back the first thing we would be explore that. Following that, I want to show you the grotto, because obviously I visited in winter last time and the grotto was non-existent. Having walked this way through a nearly impassable Milners Fork due to overgrowth, or rather the undergrowth growing up, I'm pretty sure that the grotto will now exist, and you can look back and see how different it looks during summer when there's plants between the trees. So, I'm going to stumble up this path and just see if there's anything sort of up there. I don't know if there is or not, but we'll soon find out. Now, we might not be in the Amazon or any exotic jungle, but look at this tree. This tree has been engulfed by a vine. I think this is actually ivy, but you can see it's obviously been here a long time. It's used the tree as a climber to get all the way up. That's something that happens a lot in rainforests and jungles, is these trees, these vines basically wrap themselves around trees to get up into the canopy. I also think that they usually destroy eventually the tree they are wrapped around. Not sure the same is true for ivy, however I don't think you would be able to remove it very easily. Ivy can eat through stone and brick and stuff like that, so it's not what you want growing up the side of your house. But I thought that was a lovely illustration of how even in this country you have sort of like a microcosm of the jungle here in the Nick Gorge. You can see the path I've followed along here, and it leads to, where are we? Barbed wire. And there's nothing particular over the other side either. It's just a little viewing platform, I suppose, which would be nice during the winter when you can actually see over the edge right down into Milners Fork here. It'd be a spectacular view. But during the summer, when there's all this shit growing everywhere, it's pretty much a waste of time. But there we are. Now we know. Now this is more like it. Below us, Scotton Mill, and you can't now see through all the sort of jungly bit to the path that runs through this, which you could see the last time we came. So I'm going to walk through, there's an entrance by the way, the grotto, as I call it. And when we get to the bottom, we're going to go along to the beach, to Scotton Beach, which is almost underneath, but it can't be accessed from, the Scotton Mill area. You have to actually come up all the way round and then back underneath. So that's what we're going to do. The grottos formally start here, where the path splits. Now, bear in mind that the grottos on this path, basically, they're just parallel paths. So we've walked up the hill, for example, from Scotton Mill, which is down there, and you've got two paths. You've got the path that goes there, and the path that goes down here. They lead to exactly the same place, but this one goes through the undergrowth, that one goes up to Milners Fork and then down. We're going to walk through this one. Now, the undergrowth still isn't as big as sometimes it is some years, and you can't actually see between the paths. There are a few places on route that I usually sort of stop at if I'm walking along them. One of them not very far along here. And where are we? It's basically above the beach area. Here we are. Can you see that little knoll there? I have been known to go down and sit just there. Getting back up is always frightfully difficult, because of course if we make a wrong footing here, we'll slide all the way down and off the edge and into the water. And this is above the beach area, which is at the bottom, which I also plan on visiting today. Might go down there and have a little read, and eventually you see the path split. That's the main path through there, running up. Here's our path, sort of going along there, and we can actually look through the trees. That's the path to the beach at the bottom. Again, this is much better than it was in December when I visited, but some years, I think it really depends on what grows and stuff like that, but some years it's been impossible to just see the water through here where it's been up. Plant life has been up on both sides. We're just making our way along here. See where these fallen trees have been put here sort of quite deliberately to stop people from falling through, I think. There might have been a landslide here. I don't quite remember the drop being, in fact I think that might be what has happened. I think there's been some sort of landslide here, and we've lost a sort of thing, and that might have destroyed the plant and growth life around here, which is why it's still looking a little bare. Whoops! Hopefully the ground is not still loose, because we have to cross this bit to carry on over there. That there, of course, is the main path that runs at the top. And that's the secondary entrance to the grottos, which I mentioned, in fact, as we walked past it. That is where we've come from, and that is where we're going. And here we are, right at the very bottom. This is Milners Fork Beach, and this here is the way back up to Milners Fork at the top. Now the Scotton Beach, we have to sort of venture a little bit back into the grotto. The entrance to it is just sort of along here. Where are we? Right, somewhere around here anyway. Here we are. Here's the entrance to it here. Down and then back along that bottom bit towards Scotton Mill, which is where we're going to go now. Well, this is not quite how I remember it. I think that might have something to do with I think this is the bottom of the avalanche from above. I recall there being more space than this, but never mind. There's Scotton Mill right in front of us, running along this side here. It's still quite a nice spot. That's really all I wanted to show you this trip. Obviously we'll walk the steps back up to Milners Fork, but I didn't bring much provisions because I wasn't planning on being out here very long. I just wanted to show you this area whilst I knew that it would probably be at its peak in terms of foliage. So that is Milners Fork there. These are the steps down to the beach here. And that is another path now. This one and this one meet up at the bottom. Just like the grotto on that side, they all meet at the beach at the bottom. But that is definitely for another day. I'm hot, I'm tired, my feet hurt, haven't got any juice. I'm going home.